Once upon a time, in a rural area in Venezuela, South America, there was a young boy who lived with his parents and grandfather. But this boy was a bad child, a rotten, spoiled brat who demanded everything from his parents. Because his father and mother were gentle parents that could never say no to him, that only made the boy even more demanding. One day, he was out with his father on a hunting trip. The boy wanted to go hunting for deer meat, but the boy and his father could not find any deer. Because of this, the boy flew into rage, stomping his feet and screaming at his father, "You're useless! I told you I wanted deer meat, and you come back empty-handed! I hate you!" His father, accustomed to such outbursts, tried to placate him. "I'm sorry, son. I looked everywhere, but there were no deer to be found today. How about we try again tomorrow?" But the boy was having none of it. He snatched his father's hunting rifle and declared, "I'll do it myself. I'll show you how it's done." Before his father could stop him, the boy pointed the rifle at his father and pulled to the trigger, killing his father. In the evil rage the boy was in, he began to carve the flesh out of his own father. Back at home from his hunting trip, the boy tossed the meat on the table and demanded his mother to cook it for him. His mother asked him, "Where was his father?" The boy smiled with a sinister grin and laughed menacingly, saying, "You're cooking him." His mother's eyes widened in horror. She stumbled backwards, her hand flying to her mouth to stifle a scream. "What have you done?" she whispered, her voice trembling. The boy, his clothes stained with blood, looked at her with cold indifference. "I got what I wanted," he said matter-of-factly. "Father was useless, so I took care of it myself." His mother's legs gave out, and she collapsed to the floor, sobbing uncontrollably. The boy watched her with a mixture of disgust and curiosity, as if observing an insect. "Stop crying," he commanded. "It's annoying. Cook these for me instead." When his mother didn't move, still paralyzed with shock and grief, the boy's face contorted with rage. He stormed over to her, grabbed her by the hair, and yanking her to her feet. "I said cut them!" he snarled, dragging her towards the stove. His mother stumbled along, tears streaming down her face. With shaky hands, she reached for a pot, her mind reeling as she tried to process the horrific reality before her. The boy shoved her roughly. "Hurry up, I'm hungry!" As she mechanically began to prepare the grotesque meal, the boy paced impatiently behind her, muttering under his breath. The kitchen filled with an acrid smell as the meat of his father sizzled in a pan. The boy's grandfather, who was in another room and had overheard everything, decided that the boy was a complete monster and needed to deliver justice to this wicked young man. He tied him up to a tree and began whipping him on his back, putting boiling water and chili peppers on his cuts to make them sting. Afterwards, the grandfather untied the boy from the tree and made him carry his own father's remains in a big sack. The old man then had his dogs chase the boy down, and when the dogs caught up to him, they began to tear into his body, and in a frenzy, they devoured the evil boy. The last words the grandfather said to the dying boy was a curse. "You reap what you sow, boy." May you wander these lands forever, cursed to live your sins. Your father's spirit will haunt you, and the hunger for human flesh will never leave you. Go now, and may you never find mercy for your wretched soul. The boy's screams echoed through the forest as the dogs tore into his flesh. But death did not come for him. As the curse took hold, his wounds began to heal, leaving him scarred but alive. He stumbled to his feet, disoriented and confused. Days turned into weeks, then months, then years. The boy, now a man, roamed the countryside, driven by insatiable hunger for human meat and flesh. He could not die, but neither could he truly live. The specter of his father followed him everywhere, a constant reminder of his heinous act. The grandfather's curse had turned him into an angry spirit known as Silbon The Whistling Man. Villagers whispered of a demon who stalked the night, preying on the unwary. They described him to be at least 7 feet tall with long legs, carrying a sack of human bones, whistling non-stop. It is said that when it rains, he will hide under people's roofs or at the front of their yard, counting his victims' bones in his bag. During the day, people say he will hide in trees, thirsting for vengeance. At night, he often looks for drunk men that remind him of his father. He kills them and consumes their flesh. Silbon will consume everything, leaving only the victim's bones, which he counts as he puts the bones in his grisly bag. It is said that those who hear his whistling from afar are safe, but those who hear it nearby are doomed. Strangely, if you hear the whistles far away, he is close by, but if you hear the whistles close by, he is farther away. In order to escape from him, you need to say the name of one of the dogs that attacked him. One of the dogs' name is Toreko, another is Lobo. Other ways to ward off Silbon is to make dog noises. You can also show Silbon a whip that reminds him of his grandfather. Chili peppers are another way to ward off Silbon. These things are his weaknesses, and if you have these things, you will be safe. But if you don't, then you might meet a terrifying death. If you hear a whistling noise, or hear the clattering of bones, you had better beware. Silbon, the Whistling Man, still haunts Venezuela, whistling while carrying a sack of the human bones of his victims, roaming around looking to add more bones to his collection. So if you ever decide to take a trip to Venezuela, or if you live in Venezuela, get some chili peppers or carry a whip around with you. And to make sure to make some loud dog barking sounds at night, or say the dogs' names, and listen with both your ears, because you may never know if you will be the next victim of Silbon, the Whistling Man.